Welcome to the exciting and new podcast mini episode. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Brian.
And a special guest this week. You want to introduce our special guest?
Oh, yeah. Special guest.
I'm Brady.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
And
Brian's
it's on.
son, Brady.
We're gonna. It's a little different this week. I know we just started doing the mini pod, but we're gonna do a
Special mini pod.
special mini pod. Obi-Wan Kenobi released this week, and we're gonna discuss that.
Because they dropped 2 episodes. I don't know if they did that for any of the Mandos or Boba Fett's 2 at a time, 2 the first day.
I don't recall them doing that for any of those.
This one needed it because the first episode needed to have the next episode
rather
follow.
than make that first episode,
because it wasn't
like,
a cliffhanger. It was
90
kind of
minute.
like you needed to go into the next episode.
And we're only getting 6 episodes.
That's fine. That's fine. It does not need to be 10 episodes. They don't need to be an hour and a half each.
I just want it 9 seasons,
Short and sweet.
a season for each year that they're going to be.
Let's get through the first one and see how good it is first, because this one's shit.
I mean, all right. So Obi-Wan Kenobi, the IMDb description is Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi watches over young Luke Skywalker and evades the Empire's elite Jedi hunters during his exile on the desert planet Tatooine. I thought they could have mentioned Leia in that because Leia's in this movie.
I think they wanted to kind of keep that a surprise.
Was that supposed to be a surprise?
Right?
Okay.
I mean, we didn't know Leia was going to be in this.
No,
Leia or
didn't
Leia?
know.
I say Leia.
I've been calling her Leia for my entire
Leia.
life. But
You say Princess Leia?
yeah.
I always say Princess Leia.
But
I said Leia.
I said
is
Leia.
it the Millennium Falcon or the Millennium Falcon? Because half the time
I switch it up.
Is
It
it-
depends on how I feel. I'll say Falcon.
Is it Han or Han? Because that's also
Yeah.
it's
Harrison
the
Ford
millennial
says
Falcon.
Falcon, right? Han Solo says Falcon.
yeah.
Yeah.
You've never heard the Millennium Falcon?
It's a ship that made the Kessel Run. That's the problem. We're just going to do Star Wars quotes.
and it was-
We just keep.
It was Han until I think Lando said Han, and then that's Han now.
Yeah, there's still because he wanted to say still time to save Han. 'Cause he was being choked. Remember? There's still time to save Han. Chewie had his hands around his neck, so
You know, anything would come out wrong.
to save Han.
So, 2 episodes dropped. Do they have names? It's just
It said part 1 and part 2.
so they're
from
just,
what I
just
saw.
doing
Yep.
part 1 and part 2. They're not calling them anything.
Yeah, sometimes I like when it's just part 1, part 2 that doesn't give anything away. I like that.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, what is a title anyway? It's just a part of the show.
It's just
anyway.
like, and then when they say it in the show, you're like,
Oh no! They're like A New Hope. No way.
the Empire will strike back. Coming to a theater soon. I really enjoyed seeing the Eopies again. You know what they are, right?
Are
the
they
Eopies,
things that
The camels.
a little
riding
camel,
on?
like yeah.
They look exactly like a camel except for its head.
Do you think I was actually very much noticing
They even like dismount like a camel because it
Yeah.
just drops
when he was riding that thing out into the desert? I guess we should say like spoilers for the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, don't listen to this if you haven't watched Obi-Wan Kenobi.
At least the first 2. When he's riding that thing out to the desert to dig up his lightsaber and Darth Vader's lightsaber, the way Ewan McGregor is womp, like I was like, did they have him on something?
There was no markers out there for him to know where that.
He had some kind of
too.
Jedi GPS or
Yeah.
something like that. Dig right here, just like in Breaking
He just
Bad.
was
That's
like,
exactly. He knew where those things were. He had a lottery ticket.
And
He had
not only
false lottery
and he
ticket.
didn't just dig up his own lightsaber.
He had
Don't
Darth
know,
Vader's too, or Anakin's, I guess. So anyway, my overall thoughts about these first 2 episodes were I really liked this
First
a lot.
episode was a really great setup.
Yeah, it was
lot
a
of
total setup. Nothing really happened except did Leia get kidnapped in the first one?
Oh, you mean Leia?
Yeah.
Leia, sorry, did Leia get kidnapped in the first one?
Was she kidnapped in the first one, or was she just running around? I can't remember if
She got kidnapped
at the end of it. Right?
Is that how it ended? Oh, Flea kidnapped her.
Exactly.
When he first came in, were you like? I was like, I knew it right
I
away.
shook my head. I'm like, really, Flea? I'm like, I'm not afraid of you, Flea. You can play a mean bass,
He
man,
has,
but I'm not.
you know what it is? It's like his voice. He can have a menacing voice, but then when you look at him, he's only 5'3".
It's so funny because
I mean, I could say that because I'm a little taller than 5'3", so I get to say that.
I watched both these episodes twice, once by myself in the middle of the night, and then once with my wife and my father, I might add. My dad, after the first one, was like, so what's going on?
It's funny you mentioned this. I watched both episodes with my father as well.
I just said, you
Did
remember?
you watch with your dad?
Yeah.
You guys watched it together, right? I had to say, like, Dad, you remember Star Wars? He's like, yeah. I'm like, remember Alec Guinness in Star Wars? He's like, yeah. I'm like, this is like 10 years before that. He's like, Oh, okay. Yeah, he caught up on 40 years of Star Wars just that easy.
Ewan McGregor has a lot of aging to do in 10 years, doesn't
Well,
he?
that harsh Tatooine sun. But, shit, man. What was I saying? Oh, so.
You watched it twice, you said.
Damn. I lost it.
Sorry.
I lost it. Sorry.
You should have taken notes.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been.
Did you like it better when you watched it by yourself or when you watched it with Michelle and your
I
dad?
certainly enjoyed it more the first time around.
And was it better that you had already watched it by yourself without them? So
I was paying attention the second time I watched it. I was like, oh, what am I seeing right here? Because there were a couple times when the first time I watched it, I was like, I don't even know what's happening here.
And if you blink and then, or like if you look away and then you look back up at the screen at one point, you're like, is this Blade Runner? Right?
Yeah, they went to the Blade Runner planet for sure. But that also
was
looked
that
like
Daiyu?
Yeah,
Daiyu. I have it written
just
down.
another nameless planet.
I don't know if you're just doing like a general discussion, but I have something specific about the first
whatever
one.
you want to say, Brady. Please.
In the first episode, when it's young Leia and she's on Alderaan running through the woods getting chased by the bounty hunters. I don't know if you like need to or want to rewatch it, but it is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Jason actually commented earlier that it looked like a 2-year-old wobbling through.
Like she's not. Well, she doesn't look like a 10-year-old.
Yeah,
girl that plays.
But she would pull a bush out to block the path chasing her, and they would stop and not know where to go.
I don't know which way to go. It was horrible.
It was actually
can't chase her anymore.
Quite stupid that 3 adult males could not chase down a 10-year-old girl. Like it was so difficult for them to get to her.
She would run right into their hands, but then they would just go. Ooh. And she would escape to the left or to the right. And I was like, no,
which made no sense in the end because they caught her anyway. They should have just caught her real quick.
Yeah,
it's like when people slip on a banana peel. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen in real life.
It's like this earlier in that episode when the Jedi brings down the rafters to block the Inquisitors from chasing him.
Yes,
it works. They're just like, oh, we can't get him now.
How are we supposed to get around this?
There's this sheet in our way now.
Those Jedi powers working.
That's not even Jedi mind tricks either. That's just like this is in our way.
Overall, I really liked both episodes. The second one, I guess, had more action to it.
Can I call out
I don't like the what's his name Kumail Nanjiani, like his role, like how did he just become a good guy all of a sudden? I was like, really? Why is he just a good guy? And for no reason, just because Obi-Wan said did Obi-Wan
use the Force on him to make him turn?
Oh, you know what? I never thought about that. Maybe he did. Maybe he did a Jedi mind trick out. But Obi-Wan apparently not using the Force for a while because when Leia fell off, he was like trying to stop her from falling. He was like, "Come on, Force! Come on, Force!"
And also when Leia talks about how like they're coming after her because of him, and she said, "Oh, I almost
picked up on that quick, man." Like
she said, "I almost fell because of you," and the reason you almost fell is because you were running from him. Yeah. Just let him get you home.
And he said, just shut up and sit down. And she wouldn't shut up and sit down, which is always the problem when you add kids to this.
I do like the actress that's playing her, though.
I thought she acted very
she's
well.
She's not 10. She doesn't play it. She doesn't look 10.
Which is crazy that you would get someone younger.
And her mannerisms were Leia's mannerisms.
Yes. She did a great job as Princess Leia. I do have a problem if we're going to talk about continuity, but she does. Well, she's going to be Walt from Lost. She's going to be 10 1 minute and 15 the next.
Well, I'm saying 9 years from now, she'll be 14.
Well, she should be 19, right? Aren't they 19?
Yeah, that's what she's supposed to be 19.
When Princess Leia sends her communique to Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Come on, I want to Leia.
She says, "You helped my father in the Clone Wars. Now he wants you to help again," or blah, 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 blah. She doesn't say, in that time I got kidnapped when I was 10. Thanks for that also. Did he ever say Obi-Wan to her face? I know he said Ben a couple times, but does she not know he's Obi-Wan?
He still hasn't said he was a Jedi to her, right? But she says, "You are a Jedi." He never comes out and says it.
Does she not know his name's Obi-Wan? Does that ever get said while in her presence?
Oh, I don't
know if it does or not, but it does call into question how she doesn't know him.
What was that other Jedi's name? Nari or whatever, Nari or whatever his name was.
Poor guy.
And
up there.
when Ewan McGregor was saying, "I'm Ben," he tried to change his voice to not say.
"Hey, yo, I'm Ben, eh? Yeah, I'm not from
from Boston. All of a sudden,
I'm Spider-Man's uncle."
Did you notice the there was a beggar, a begging clone trooper.
And was that
you know who played
Morrison?
That?
Was it him?
That was Tamura Morrison.
It was okay because I was wondering if they got because it was
Tamura Morrison, the guy who played Boba Fett.
I was wondering if they got him to do that.
There's also rumor. There's one scene. It looks like Mark Hamill is in the background in the cameo, just walking through.
Really?
But it's not confirmed yet.
But not doing anything.
Not doing anything. It's just like he was just like he might have been on set and he's like, let me just walk through here because there's like a bunch of people.
Oh, it was like it wasn't like the CGI. It was like
it
the
was
old
actually
Mark
Hamill.
Old Mark Hamill, which is now current Mark Hamill.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. when they hung the Jedi, you said Nari, I think his name was.
Yeah.
I was like, why couldn't they just put a noose on his neck and just hang him
How
like
did
that?
they hang him?
They had like straps on his chest, like the most inefficient way to hang somebody.
Yeah, at
it's
first
not horrifying at all. You wouldn't even know he's dead if you didn't.
I didn't know he was dead at first either. I was like, oh, we just hung him up there. How are they going to get him down?
Maybe that's how this guy's species sleeps, just hung up on straps like that or something.
It's got to be a Disney thing. Like, we can't show
They can't do a noose,
person.
I guess. Yeah.
Now, did they show any of those kids getting killed at the very beginning in the Jedi Temple?
No.
This
They were already dead.
They
I
look like
thought
they might have got away.
since Hayden Christensen's in it, I thought when the show was starting, he was going to come in and just murder them all.
Wow, that would have been cool.
That's what I thought.
That.
That's how I thought it was going to start.
Instead, they just showed him in the back.
No.
I guess that was Hayden Christensen there breathing in the tank. You know,
Do you think that was him? Was him all made up?
Sure, why
That's
not?
definitely him.
I mean, what's he doing?
Yeah.
So,
I know it's confirmed. Hayden Christensen's on.
No, I know he's in it, but it's got to be a flashback, right? I mean, if they already smashed the continuity with Princess Leia knowing Obi-Wan before Episode 4, sorry, very professional podcast.
Heartburn.
Darth Vader, Ben face off on the Death Star, and when I left you, I was but a learner. Now I am, and if they and he's like, and that other time when we fought after that, sorry, man, I'm getting old.
Brian,
Star Wars gets
tell him don't touch.
Star Wars gets me all animated. If all of a sudden he's like, and that other time we fought, back after I became Darth Vader.
Well, you know how Disney does they've done the additions, they've changed A New Hope. Maybe they'll just insert a line now, where he's just like,
to fix it.
Oh, there was that other time too. Don't forget about the other time.
When I left you, I was but a learner, and then we met the next time, and now I am the master.
Let's stand on Jabba's tail.
Yeah, that I don't want them to fight. I don't want Obi-Wan and Darth Vader to fight. Darth Vader can be in it. He could fight the chick that's what's her name, Kiva,
Reva.
He can fight her
Third sister.
Third sister.
Third.
Brady, what's that all about? Third sister, fifth brother. What's
they just that was just the Inquisitors' names. Like they all had like a name like that.
So every girl's just a something sister.
Mm-hmm. At least
2, 3, 4.
In the
but she's also Reva. Like the other ones, they don't say their names, right?
Isn't it a reference to the Night Sisters?
I don't think so, because in the Jedi video game, like Jedi Fallen Order, there's a female Inquisitor, and she's a sister. It's something sister.
Is that from Rebels or Rebellion or one of those?
Well, the Inquisitors are in Rebellion or Rebels, but this is from the video game that I think is canon. I think
and apparently like that the Grand Inquisitor that she ran through, he can't be dead because he's alive later on in
That's
Star
what you were
Wars
saying
canon.
earlier. Yeah.
So why did she have to stab him if he's still going to be alive?
He didn't have any important organs there.
Oh, maybe he's one of those species that doesn't have.
It was his prostate.
Or
Darth Maul.
Or they could have.
Darth Maul got
and
chopped in half.
then he lived for like 40 more
Remember
years.
what happened to Fennec Shand? Remember they take her to
They just put robot parts in her. Yeah, maybe someone will do.
She's
that.
got a robo-vagina.
The only other thing I want to talk. I mean, I could talk about Star Wars for the rest of my life.
We could have done a couple hours Star Wars.
The only other thing I want to say that I thought was very interesting is that they got the same the same actors that played Owen and Beru Lars.
Yeah.
Was that really?
From
Edgerton
from Attack of the Clones and
he did look familiar.
Same actor. I mean, I looked them both up. She especially has done nothing.
And Beru.
So they called her up and she's like, hell yeah, I'll take some Disney money. He's done other
She's
stuff.
canon. I mean,
canon. But I mean, they could get another actor. And it was cool to see Jimmy Smits again.
Yeah. He looked old.
Jimmy Smits looked old.
you can see they tried to make him look young, but it's not.
And the scene where she's when he's kind of scolding her, mock scolding her, and he's standing over her talking. I mean, he looked gigantic next to her. I mean, I know she's a little kid.
Like,
but
why didn't they have him sitting down? Like,
he kneeled down and talked to her.
I know.
But then he stood up and he was like, "You're going to go down or whatever." And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "My God, he is like."
He said, "You're going to go down."
Down to the party.
Yeah,
because
she just kept, she just kept
sun's sitting right next to
because she kept going up into the trees.
You're not like an adult for 30 minutes.
It's not.
30 minutes.
It's nothing.
Has it not even been 10?
But notice it's like he didn't even notice. It's like,
He
does. He said yesterday he probably said 30 things worse or more vulgar than that in my presence.
And he's such a puss himself. Like, he talks a good game.
What did you think of this overall?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought
this was.
They did a great job.
I thought it was really great. I mean, there were some plot contrivances that I was like, but
yeah, and every show is gonna have those plot holes and shit like that. Like the Rotten Tomatoes people were already saying like plot holes. This thing's ridiculous.
Yeah, why don't you call it the Princess Leia show? I'm like, come on, like it's
well, Princess Leia. Stop making me say it now. Princess Leia is a big character. It's not like they're forcing that on the people. Princess Leia is.
Oh, she's
Leia. I mean, she deserves it.
I had no idea what it was going to be about, but I like the Obi-Wan Princess Leia.
Sure,
plot.
I
like that.
That's really good. It just the only problem with that is it calls into question how 10 years later she won't be like, remember that time you saved my life? Save my life again, please.
It's also just funny seeing her on Alderaan, like understanding that she grew up there because it makes it funnier when in A New Hope it gets blown up.
Yeah,
and she's like upset for about 2 seconds, and she's like,
Tarkin can't trust her.
You hope her shithole cousin's on the planet there. Like
her cousin was a dick.
Maybe that's why she wasn't super upset when Alderaan got blown up.
Oh, my adopted mom and dad, that sucks. Oh, but cousin's dead. That's good. And I like how have you ever called your cousin, hey cousin, ever?
Yeah.
But
I never have. And if my cousin ever did it, I was like, why are you being so like?
Because they called each
one
other
cousin.
They kept calling each other cousin. If I might remind you, blah 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 blah. But it's like, really? Do people talk like that?
It's almost like they needed to make sure that the audience
knew who they were.
My cousin Scott, my cousin Jason too.
Interesting. I don't have any cousins, so I don't know. Sorry,
I have a lot of cousins.
I have none.
I have a ton of cousins.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, Star Wars.
I liked it, and I am looking forward to the next episode, which drops on Wednesday.
Oh, I just want to say, Ewan McGregor is a great actor.
Oh, he is he carries this show. I mean, whenever he's on,
he did the pinching of his beard, like
just like Alec
that was
McGinnis.
perfect.
Yeah,
I was like, that's nice.
It's almost Alec Guinness. I don't know him more. Bridge Over the River Kwai and Star Wars, and was he in Murdered by Death
and Return of the Jedi at the end?
But I'm just saying, like, it would almost be better if they somehow put Ewan McGregor, like, put him into Star Wars, overlay.
I
don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But
the problem is this: you get a young, like Luke, and everything. But like, how come you get like an old Obi-Wan? But then you get a young Hayden Christensen. They put Hayden Christensen in as Vader.
Are you talking about the end of Return of the Jedi?
Yeah, they put Hayden Christensen as Vader now.
Oh, yeah.
So what? But Alec Guinness is still there. It's like, but he's old, and then Hayden Christensen's the young Vader. It's like, or he's Anakin.
It's not fair. You'd be like, I should have turned to the dark side for my entire life, and then just turned on my death. It's like being a Catholic. Just confess all your sins on your deathbed, and you're absolved.
Also,
you're a murdering rapist, but you're forgiven. Have fun in heaven.
Reva has to have. There has to be a little bit more of her backstory. Obviously, we talked about her being that Padawan or whatever, but she has knowledge that Anakin is Darth Vader.
She knows that. I didn't think that was common knowledge.
It's not. So we have to find out how she knows,
or why that would even matter. Why would that even matter? Obi-Wan Kenobi does not know that Anakin Skywalker survived their battle, and she calls that out to him. She says, Anakin Skywalker's still alive. He's Darth Vader. And Obi-Wan's like distraught. But why does she know that?
Anakin.
She shouldn't know that. No one should know that.
Yeah.
That does make her character a lot more interesting.
Yeah, but no one should know that. No one should even care who Darth Vader is. He should just be he's just Darth Vader.
It could be pillow talk if he's boning her.
Oh, good Lord. Could you imagine his...
He's in a bacta tank, though.
I mean, everything. Well, he was lying on his chest when he caught on fire, so
and he was wearing a COVID mask. Wasn't that a COVID mask?
But he got his legs cut off.
But maybe everything crotch-wise is still working. So
wait, where did he get cut? He got severed right above the knees, right?
The knees. But he also. I'm saying when the lava started falling on him, he caught on fire. But he was on his stomach. So
that's what I'm saying.
His
Everything
back got fried.
He could still have his piece.
And Palpatine might have wanted to prioritize saving that over anything else.
Put that thing in back to right now. Back to that. The rest of him can wait.
And having sex in a bacta tank, every place is a wet spot.
Come on, man.
That if you can make a teaser for this one, that has to be in it. I mean, come on.
That was gross. Thank you for that.
I'm not going to give this one a score. I'm going to say overall, I recommend it. I'm looking forward to the rest of the episodes, and yeah,
I agree with that. I
if you're a Star Wars fan, you'll really like this.
I mean, this is a far improvement over Boba Fett. Like,
True.
I'm so glad that they improved.
I really enjoyed it.
Yep.
And this does not have any. This is not Filoni and Favreau at all, right? This is not. They're not involved in this.
Not that I'm aware of. I don't think so. No. I know they're. Mandalorian season 3 is still February 2023. I know you guys didn't believe me, but it is.
Even
February.
though the trailer said November.
Yeah, but it's. I think it's just because it was messed up because that was the stuff that was released at the Star Wars celebration.
I know the celebration was this weekend. They were there talking about Mandalorian season 3.
Yep, and that's Filoni and
Favreau.
But,
all right, so
I guess we'll wrap this one up and get into our main podcast.
Go watch Star Wars Obi-Wan.
You can catch us on the exciting.
Oh my God! Where can you? What?
Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Yeah, you did. Didn't he do that last time too? The exciting and new podcast. Edit. Cut that out. You can catch us at the exciting and new podcast on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I'm the Jazoo on Instagram and Jazoo74 on Twitter.
And I'm the Andy.
And I'm Papa Bad Kitty.
And I'm Brady.
Throw out your Twitter or whatever if you have one.
I don't really use
Instagram.
So
good for you. Good for you.
Andy's all over his Instagram, so don't even let you think he's not. Make sure that stays in. All right.